going to one of my father's friend to get money to pay my brother's fees. He drove me to a movie house. So he gave me 80 cedis. I asked myself, if you don't buy insurance, you want your children to suffer. Most Ghanaians don't believe in insurance. Somebody would prefer to do susu than to buy a life insurance because some people think that it's a scam. I have a client, when she did the policy 2 months after and their mother died. People think they'll die.
What is the purpose of insurance cover?
The purpose is for those you leave behind. So why will you want to die and make them suffer?
I want a life plan of 500,000 up to the age of 70. How much would I pay?
You pay a month. If nothing happened to you, we'll give you 10 million Ghana cedis. However, if you should pass away, we are going to give your beneficiaries 10 million. And at the end of the 15 years, we'll give them another 10 million Ghana cedis again.
Hey, welcome to Connected Minds podcast. My name is Derek Abaite. Of course, this podcast, we explore wealth mindset and success. And today's episode, we're going to focus on financial planning and estate protection. This is a crucial topic for securing your future. Our special guest is Benedictah Wugah, and she's often called the insurance queen of Ghana. Benedicta is a leading financial consultant, and she's also known for her passion in educating people on protecting their assets and loved ones. We will have an informative one-on-one conversation that is packed with actionable tips and hacks that you can apply in your own financial life. Look, our guest, Benedicta's background and why she's known as the Queen of Insurance, it's really simple because she is a top consultant in the financial industry in Ghana. And she's also a member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is recognized for its exceptional service. She's here to help us understand how to navigate those uncertainties with the right insurance and financial planning strategies. From how wealthy individuals use insurance for wealth protection and to why young people should get a life insurance early. Because you know what? Insurance is not only for the rich. Listeners will also gain a clear understanding of what insurance covers and how claims work and the tangible tips to secure their assets and their financial future. You know, it's a very important conversation, and I want everyone to pay attention. And if you make it to the end, please let me know in the comments section. Let's welcome our guest, Benedicta. How did you set yourself up on the journey of trying to empower people to get insurance?
Okay, I'm the only daughter of my parents, and I have 3 brothers. My parents moved to Nigeria to seek for greener pastures. They decided I should come to Ghana to further my education. I attended Dora Memorial Mauli School, and I have a diploma in marketing from UPSA. My life turned around when I went to Nigeria after junior high school. That's after my final exam. I went to Nigeria. One night, my dad fell ill. And we took him to the hospital. The next day, he was diagnosed of prostate cancer.
Wow.
Then, we spent 3 days at the hospital. And in the night he was discharged, armed robbers came to our home. They did away with all our valuables and cash. It was at gunpoint. So you can imagine a 12, 13-year-old girl going through that. Now, my mom was a housewife then, so she was not working. She had to move from Nigeria to Benin to go start a trade because her siblings are in Benin. They're also seeking for greener pastures there. So she started selling food and all that. So this situation made me, I didn't start school with my colleagues at Mauli immediately. I spent about a term at home. And when I came, life was tough. You know the situation. The breadwinner is critically ill at the house. So you know how things were not okay. But with the help of friends and some church members who supported me through school. Now, sometimes I go to Benin to go help my mom to sell their food. And you know, Benin, they speak French. I speak English. So you can imagine the language barrier. So I have to depend on the bonjour, bonsoir that they taught us in school to roll. Anyway, some days, Derek, I go to Aflau border to do kayayo. I was a head porter girl. So I take load from Lume into Aflau, then Aflau crossing the border just to get some money to come to school. I'm saying all this for you to know how passionate I am about this job. It's not just a job for me. For me, I'm saving lives. This is my way of evangelism. So my dad, I was home for about 6 years. In 2010, I came to Ghana. I started UPSA with my 2 younger siblings. Right there, my father, the week of my matriculation, my father passed away. And it was tough in school. I have to wash my friends' things. I have to sell at Medina Market. I sold shoes. I did a lot just to survive with my younger siblings. With the help of my mom, the little she gets, she sends to support. Now, that's how the journey has been. Just like any parent. Then I was like 26. My mom wanted me to settle down. Did I? Yes. But the relationship lasted for just 6 months. I couldn't, so I ran away. Because the pressure from my family that I have to make it work, I had to run away and came back to Ghana. And when I came, a friend helped me. So one day, I think the lady who brought me to my company, she went to sell to one of my helper, Prosper Detono. And he was the one who, and she asked him, do you know anybody looking for a job? And I was looking for a job. And he said, okay, I have my sister, this, and I started. And I went through. So on the 17th of April 2015, I graduated from my training and I started working. And it's been a decade. And I'm sitting right in front of you as a financial consultant.
Wow. You've done amazing.
Yes.
You've done amazing.
Yes.
But there's something about you that makes it so it's almost very personal to you.
Yes.
And when I read the post that you put out there, it's very informative. And it's almost as if you're trying to get everybody to get a cover.
Yes, I wish everybody in Ghana will have an insurance.
Why?
Because of my personal experience, the things I've gone through. You know, it's not everything we can say, but it's tough out there. I remember, is it one of the days I went to one of my father's friend, a close friend. They sacked my younger brother for fees, and I went to him to get money to pay my brother's fees. Just when I went to him and I told him, guess what he did? He drove me to a movie house to have carnal knowledge of me before he'll give me, how much was it? 50 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Yeah, so he gave me 80 cedis.
And this was a friend of
my dad. Yes, very bosom friend of my dad. So I asked myself, and a lot of people, I'm sure after watching this podcast, if they might want to speak, a lot of children out there are going through this kind of things. Whereby even to get a job, especially the ladies, I won't say the men are also abused, just that, men, you don't speak about it often. You are able to hold on. But women, they take advantage of us. So for me, it's very personal. If you don't buy insurance, you want your children to suffer.
You think you went through that because dad could not put certain measures in place prior to his demise?
Yes, because when he had prostate cancer, he was around 45 thereabouts. So let's assume my 100,000 sum assured policy example, he would be paying around 180 cedis, 50 pesos for 100,000 cover. And with prostate cancer, if he had that amount and they gave it to us, one, do you think my mom will go to Benin to start selling? Do you think I'll be a kayayo at a flower border? You know the risks at being a kayayo there? I was sleeping in cars, and some of the drivers who want to sleep have canal knowledge or with you. And there was a guy there, I'll never forget him. His name is Kwame. If he's watching this podcast, I'm telling him thank you. He always fought for me. He covered me. And when the drivers do that, he'll give me money. Oh, yeah, go to your mother in Nigeria. Go back to Nigeria to go and, then I'll go to Nigeria, help my mom a bit, get money and come back. So I believe that if my dad had at least 100,000 cover, it would have taken me far to even finish school quickly, start work quickly, and all that. Yes. So,
No. There was a time I was involved in a conversation. And then I was telling this couple that they should go for a life insurance cover. This was over a conversation we're having in the UK. And the lady, straight away, very quickly, before I could even finish, she said, the reason why I don't want us to go for a life insurance cover is because I don't want one person to kill the other to take the money. You see what people think about when they think about a cover.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Traditionally, most Ghanaians don't believe in insurance because we have been sacked, or we'll rather go for landed properties, or we go for loans or mortgages, right? Or we buy a car, or we do treasury bill. In fact, common susu. Somebody will prefer to do susu than to buy a life insurance. It's because of the perception. No, because some people think that it's a scam.
Okay.
That's what the first thing. Some do their religious belief. They think that my religion, especially my Muslim brothers, they don't spend a lot for funeral. So after the funeral, I will spend only, let's say, 1,000 cedis for the funeral. What happened?
Well, but then what's really the truth? What is the purpose of an insurance cover, a life cover?
The purpose is for those you leave behind. And I always say this phrase: if you are a good trustee, the question is, are you a good trustee?
Okay.
You have a child, right? If we are on a story building, if your child is up, let's say there's fire here, and your child is at the balcony, and you ask your child to drop, you are down, and you said, jump, I'll catch you. Do you think your child will jump?
Yes.
Why do you think your child will jump?
You've done it several times. You trust me.
She trusts you. So your child will jump because she trusts you. And that child trusts you with their future. I believed my daddy would pay my fees. And he told me that he wants me to be the first female president of Ghana. That's what he told me. And he will buy a car for me when I'm coming to the university. Did he fulfill that dream? No. I think I won't forgive him, but I've forgiven him, right? He didn't know. It's ignorance. I'm sure somebody has spoken to him about insurance. And there are a lot of people out there who have the perception of what the lady said. So people think they'll die. I have a client who came under my post and say when she did the policy 2 months after, and the mother died. And she felt that because she did the insurance, that is why the mother died.
That's such a limiting belief. What? Wow.
Yes. So that's some of the beliefs you have. And as I said, people, but insurance is not for you. As I said, it's for those you will leave behind. They trust you. So why will you want to die and make them suffer? We are not spelling doom. And all insurance policies, even though there's death in it, there are some you get lump sums at the end of the term.
Okay.
So it's not just about death, critical illness, all those things.
Okay. Talk to us about all of it.
Okay, so we have different types. We have the pure life plan that covers you of critical illness, permanent disability, and death. We have one that covers you it's an endowment plan. So the endowment plan has an investment component in it. So let's say, Derek, I'm insuring you said, the kind of school and lifestyle your family is, you want 10 million Ghana cedis cover. That in the event you pass away, we should give your family 10 million. Derek, I'm telling you, at the end of the term, if nothing happened to you, we'll give you 10 million Ghana cedis. However,
okay,
if you should pass away, let's say you paid for 2 years, and you are doing it for 15 years, and you pass away, we are going to give your beneficiaries 10 million. Annually, they'll come for 10% of the 10 million till the end of the 15 years. And at the end of the 15 years, we'll give them another 10 million Ghana cedis again.
Okay. All right.
So, you see, within the time you passed, your dream was to, maybe your daughter, you wanted to go to a certain school, university. So, you did 15, let me go over. You did a 15-year term. You took, let's say, 2 million Ghana cedis as your cover, example, for 15 years. And you paid for 2 years. Touch wood, God called you. We'll pay your beneficiaries 2 million Ghana cedis. That's called the death benefit at that point. Now, every year, if you were alive, there's an income you'll be bringing on board, just like my story. Your child will still be going to school. This house needs to be maintained.
Yeah.
The car needs to be full, right? The standard of living, the kind of school they are attending, they still need to continue that school. It's not because daddy is gone. So I was attending STNT Regency, which is like one of the top schools in Lagos, right? But because of my dad's situation, I dropped. I went to a very small school. So the annual amount is going to be paying them 10% till the end of the 15 years. Your goal was 1 million. So we are saying that goal will not be shut down. At the end of the 15 years, we'll give them another 1 million Ghana cedis again.
Well, I guess the biggest question is, how much does it cost? I earn, and I'm going to talk about a local Ghanaian, and then we're going to talk about the diaspora. I earn 2,000 cedis every month.
Okay.
2,000 cedis every month.
Okay.
So what cover can I have for a 35-year-old man who earns
2,000 Ghana cedis
to protect me? Yeah.
Okay, so for me, the advice I give is either your sum assured should either be 10 times your annual income. So that's that will be 240 cedis. 240,000 Ghana.
So that's 2,000
times 12.
Right. Okay.
Times 10.
Times 10. Right. That's 240,000, right?
Ghana cedis. So that's the what I would advise you to take.
Okay. For how many years?
So depending on if you have a child. So I use the age of the last child.
Okay.
The age of the last child. That's what I used to project or advise you on the term. But if you don't have a child, I ask you, what are your goals? Or what do you want to achieve? So like me, I have a cover of 1 million. I don't celebrate birthday, but my 50th birthday, I want it to be big.
Okay.
So I have a policy for that, right? So for this person, he'll be paying around 550 cedis.
Every month?
Every month.
From the 2,000?
Yes.
Okay.
If it is too much, he can start with 100,000, which is the minimum, increase it annually by an escalator till the end of the term. By the end of the term, he will get around if we even add 10% or 15%, he will still get around the 240,000 Ghana cedis.
See, the question I always ask when it comes to insurance is that I know that insurance companies make a lot of money. The insurance companies, I've been paying comprehensive for and usually I get an accident and I fix it myself, right? I know insurance companies make a lot of money.
You're not supposed to fix it.
Because
because
you know what happens? Do you know what happens? As soon as you go and fix it, your premium goes up the next year. So I usually say that to be able to do an insurance that really would make sense, there has to be interest also paid on the payout.
Okay. For insurance, and I think that's some concerns of people. Insurance is not an investment. We need to separate the two.
Okay.
Insurance is not an investment. Insurance is indemnifying you to where you were before. It's putting you at the state you were before the event occurred. So that's why when you have a car, you can't insure one car with two companies. So maybe your car, you insure it with the company A, you insure with company B. No, you can't do it. But because the moment you want to insure with the two companies, it means that you are making profits. So if there should be something like that, the two companies will come together and pay you. That is for the property, the car, the vehicle insurance, those ones. But for life, I can't quantify your life. I can't say, Derek, you are worth 2 million Ghana cedis or 5 million Ghana cedis. So in a way, so far as you have affordability for the life insurance, there is possibility of you, in quotes, making profits. But when you go in to insurance with making profits or interest, you will not see the need for it. And that is one of the challenge of most Ghanaians. So when you sell, so how much will I make? No. Look at the what if I pass away? What if I am critically ill? I'm sure you're on social media. You've seen a lot of people coming on social media begging for 100,000 Ghana cedis. And I always say, like 35 years for a pure life cover, critical illness, you pay around 90 cedis, 50 pesos a month.
If you take me through that, where I want a life plan of 500,000 up to the age of 70, how much will I pay?
You pay 450 cedis, 50 pesos a month.
Okay. And what if I live beyond age 70?
At your 70th birthday, at the end of the term, we give you all your total contributions without an interest.
Total contributions?
Yes.
Whichever is less.
So let's assume you paid 200,000.
But then the payout was supposed to be 500,000.
500,000.
You still pay me 200,000.
We'll still pay you 200,000. Naturally, we are not supposed to give you anything. That's the natural thing. Because imagine you paid 450 for 6 months. That should be, let's say 50 times 6, that's 3,000. It should be around 3,000 cedis. In your 7th month, you become critically ill. We will pay your beneficiaries 250,000 Ghana cedis. If after 2 years, like my dad, he was critically ill for some time, he was on the policy, he passed away, they'll pay your beneficiaries another 500,000 Ghana cedis again. We've paid out 250, remember? And we are paying, because you passed away, we are paying another 500,000 Ghana cedis too.
Okay, I get it.
Where do you think we get the money from?
From other people.
Yes. Yeah. I have been paying for 10 years. My foster father is not dead. My mom is not dead. They are all alive. And I've been paying, but I have a client who paid for 9 months.
Okay.
And the parents passed away. And she got the claim. So it's just like welfare, our church welfare. So to break it down for the layman, which 80% of our the workforce in Ghana fall under the informal sector.
Yep.
So I want to break it down because they'll be listening to this for them to understand.
Let's go.
Insurance is like welfare, like your church welfare. So I do the welfare. Kojo Papa lost the mother. We paid. Me, I've been on it for 10 years. my father has not passed away, but I'm still paying. Why am I paying? So that the day my father passed away, the welfare will pay me.
Okay.
So this is the moment you understand insurance like welfare, you are good to go.
Let me stop it here for a minute. If you've been watching this show, I want you to subscribe and become part of the family. We are on a journey of changing the lives of people on this channel. And we appreciate you for being here. But if you haven't become part of the family, connect with us. Hit the subscribe button. Now let's carry on the conversation. So majority of my audience are between the age of 24 to about 44.
Yes.
I want us to go down on the younger audience.
Okay.
They always listen to me on conversations about mindset, money, success. And today we are talking about financial planning.
Yes.
So essentially all I'm saying is that after you've made the money, you really want to secure yourself. You need to put it into, you need to have an insurance.
Yes.
But the real question is, how can a 24-year-old boy see the need to have an insurance, a life cover at that age?
Okay. So for a 24-year-old boy, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? For me, when you come to me, I ask you I do some fact finding, sorry. Now, the reason I do the fact finding is to know, are your parents alive?
Okay.
Oh, my dad is alive. My mom is alive. That's great. Do you have dependents? Are you married? Do you have children? So now, based on these questions, I know what to tell you. So let's assume you are my client and your parents are alive, you are married, you have dependents. I'll ask you, where do you see your child in the next 15 years? Oh, I want my child to go to university. I want my child to be a doctor. That's what they say. And I follow up. Okay, you know how much it costs today at medical school?
Mm.
You know how much it costs? It's around 60 to 100,000. Yes, for upkeep, school fees, accommodation.
Yep.
Around 100,000. That's great. Now, how much are you earning monthly? Oh, some people are open to give you exact amount. Some will say, oh, I'm earning around maybe 4,000. Then I'll tell you that we need 20%
of that money to go into
insurance.
20%.
Yes, please.
20% of any income.
Yes, monthly income.
I see.
To go into insurance. Now, out of that 20%, I'll break it down based on your needs. So this person needs an education policy. This person needs an endowment plan to plan for his future or retirement. This person needs a pure life plan, which you call income protection plan.
Yeah.
Where critical illness, I've spoken about it earlier, critical illness, permanent disability, and death. This person needs this. And this person needs a funeral policy also. So based on this, I'll explain the details of the policy for you. And most times I get them understanding me and I share my personal story I share my personal story to them, and because I don't want any child to go through what I went through.
I'm in the diaspora. I'm in the UK.
Yes.
And I've got my mom and dad living in Ghana.
Yes.
But now, how do I go about getting a cover for them?
Okay, I want to thank the insurance industry now. We are going digital. So we have the conversation. As I speak, I'm going to have a Zoom meeting this evening with a group of friends in the diaspora. So we can do our meetings via Zoom. We talk, we go through the process. You send your details and we sign on the cover.
But who is going to pay every month?
You will pay.
Okay, from your bank account?
From your bank account in Ghana.
It's going to be in Ghana, right?
Yes.
So the person needs to have a bank account
in Ghana, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we'll deduct from your account in Ghana. Yes. And some people, maybe they had an account they are not using. And I just told them, okay, let's use it to complete the formalities. Now you can pay through mobile money. So you just pay through mobile money.
You know, you spoke about the funeral cover.
Yes.
And I've done some research.
Yes.
And then I realized that the average funeral cost in Ghana is between 30,000 to 38,000, which is around maximum $4,000.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether that's a true statement, but I don't know what figures you have.
It depends on your status. It depends on what you want to do. But I think in my experience, just last month, a client made a claim. The figures are around that figure. But I think the total cost was around 50,000.
Okay.
50 to 60,000 for the funeral. Because why I say so, the coffin, an average coffin is like 4,000 cedis. The graveyard was, I think, 8,000 cedis. This is from a client. I don't know how true it is, but this is what she said. Now, the food is costing 60 cedis per plate, and they are expecting about 400 people.
Wow.
For the event.
That's way more than that. That's way more than 38,000 already.
Yes, then the drinks, the canopy, I think a canopy,
music.
The music.
And it's like a 3 or 4 day event, isn't it?
Yes. So that cost is something, I can't imagine how people are able to do this.
How do they do it? Traditionally, how do people, how do they cater for this?
Okay, so some people go for loan.
You what?
They go for loan, sir.
For a loan?
Yes, please.
Okay.
They go for a loan, and some, the family come together and contribute. And maybe we are 4 siblings. Let's say my mom passed away. Maybe the total, the family will say, you guys should bring 20,000.
Okay.
So the 4 of us will share 5,000 each. Then the family, they'll also contribute the money from their end. They'll give everyone a quota. Now, after the funeral, the monies people donated, they share the money. They share it like, okay, you paid 20,000, take. This one paid this, take, out of the contribution. So you hear that some family will say, yaboka. Yeah, boka.
Right.
Like they've done a funeral and they've lost. That means they didn't get money enough contribution from those who came to see them.
So this is in the hope. I'm gonna take a loan for the funeral in the hope
that
when the guests come in,
yes,
they will contribute enough for me to go and offset that debt.
Yes. Or some people take their savings or their investments. And this week I did I said you can't. It's not good. It's not financially prudent to use your savings to do a funeral. It's not financially prudent to do that at all.
So while Daddy was strong and working in his 30s and 40s, Mommy was strong and working. They should have had a cover.
Yes.
That would take care of them when they die, as well as the children.
The children, yes.
That's it. That's all we are saying.
That's all we are saying. That's all we are preaching. And that's what I am preaching. Not just about death, critical illness. Some people can be sick for 3 years.
You have an accident, even.
An accident.
You not working anymore.
Yes. I had a client. Last year, I felt that if I have not achieved anything as an insurance agent, this is fulfilling. He had an accident. He's 38 years. He had an accident and he passed away. And he bought a 1 million Ghana cedis cover, the policy I explained. It was around March, around March last year. And he passed away. It was a very devastating moment. The family kind of took over some things from the woman. I know if they don't like you as a woman, no, don't frustrate your life. And I said, if you love your family as much as you care, you say you love them, you protect your life. And I'm glad, let's call him Mr. Atta. Mr. Atta did that policy. We paid the family 1 million Ghana cedis. That's this wife, because she was the trustee. We gave her 1 million Ghana cedis. This year, she came for her first 100,000. And we are going to pay for the next 10 years. He did a 10 years plan. We are going to pay for the next 10 years and we will pay another 1 million at the end of the term.
I mean, this all sounds well and good. Are there situations where you guys don't pay out?
One, if you don't meet the waiting period.
What does that mean?
That's okay. So there's a duration for you to pay before you qualify for the benefits.
Okay,
so let's assume 6 months. Some are 6 months, some policies are 1 year. So let's assume we start today. Your policy starts from 1st June. So June, July, August, you pass away within that period. If it's through an accident, like my client, for accidental deaths, there are no waiting period. We pay out. But if it's a natural death, like sickness, those ones, we'll return the depending on the policy. For some policies, we return the premium you pay back to you. But for some, that's the end of the policy. So if you don't meet the waiting period, we won't pay.
I have a life cover
Yes.
in the UK.
Yes.
Can I have a life cover in Ghana as well?
Yes. For life covers, you can have as many as you can
Okay.
because we can't cost your life. I said it in my earlier submission. As I say, I think my cover is about 2 million Ghana cedis because I know if something happened to me, today I'm the breadwinner of my home. So I don't want my siblings to suffer. So you can have as much and you can buy with any company. You can buy with company A, company B, company C, but we don't tie you for life insurance.
You know, it's definitely better to have, I think you mentioned, better to have a cover
Than not to have at all.
than not to have. Or even, you know, they start doing a GoFundMe page for when the person is critically ill
Yes.
or, you know, passes away. You know, especially we see that a lot with the celebrities. It happens a lot. I mean, I don't understand. It's 400
50 cedis.
50 cedis a month.
It's because of the mindset. I said, one, the religious mindset.
Yeah.
That's the first one. The second one is people think it's a scam. We are not used to it. And there's no enough education.
Okay.
The education is low.
Okay.
And we speak a lot of insurance jargons. Like you said, I said waiting period.
Yeah.
I felt you should know. But your audience watching us will not know what waiting period is. So I need to explain it is the duration for you. And because, excuse me, the salespeople are working on commission. So they are in a hurry to go. So instead of educating, we are selling.
Right. Let me stop you here for a minute. If you've been watching this show, I want you to subscribe and become part of the family. We are on a journey of changing the lives of people on this channel. And we appreciate you for being here. But if you haven't become part of the family, connect with us. Hit the subscribe button. Now let's carry on the conversation. A lot of people are also saying that insurance is for rich people.
Yes, it's true.
Something for the rich. If you've made all your money, you know, what do they call them? Trust fund babies or something like, you know. So the average
Ghanaian
broke man is not going to think about insurance at all. Why should they?
Yes, it's true. It's true. See, I spoke to my uncle before coming to the show. He told me that is the problem. One, the education is low. Two, the policies seem expensive. But I can tell you confidently today, we have policies of that you can pay 3 Ghana cedis, 3 cedis, 111 cedi, 3
look,
for a 5,000 cedis cover.
Okay, all right, 5,000 cedis. Yeah, that's not bad. But you see, it's always also the value of the money, right?
The value. Yes.
That it retains over time.
Yes.
So, for example, 500,000 today, if you pay me 500,000 today, in about 20, 30 years, 500,000, it's not going to have the same value as it's probably almost in Ghana right now.
10 years.
That's half of that.
10 years ago when I started, people who I sold to told me the same thing that, 50,000 for funeral there is very small.
Yeah.
But today is still, let's assume they didn't even take escalator. 50,000 today still makes something. Even if it can't meet their needs or settle all their needs, it will do something. So we have measures to help you, which is the escalator. So you see people complaining, I do the insurance, and every year they are omutum, they are just increasing it. People say that a lot. So,
but do you do that? Do you increase policies?
We tell you.
But why?
Okay, I tell you.
I don't understand.
We increase the premium to curb against inflation, what you just said. So as your premium increase, your sum assured also increases.
No, hold on. If you have a fixed payout, 500K fixed payout, there's no incremental interest on it.
No.
Do you still increase premium?
No.
The monthly?
No.
Okay, but if you have
annually, not monthly, annually.
Do you still increase it?
No, if you say you don't want increment, it will be flat for you.
Okay, cool. But why do people go for increment?
Because 500 to 1,000 today, as you said, has value.
Right.
But 500,000 15 years from now will not have the same value like it has today. So we advise you to take an increment. Your premium will increase and your sum assured, the 500,000, will increase relatively. So like me, I started my funeral policy with 30,000 Ghana cedis, and I took an increment of 30%. So annually, I started with, I think, 89 cedis. So annually, my premium was increasing. Now today, I pay around 600 and something, and it has increased to, my sum assured has increased from 30,000 to 115,000 Ghana cedis. Yes.
Wow. I'm just really thinking around how people would take loans for funerals. I mean, there was a situation where one of my uncles passed away in the UK and they couldn't afford to even bring his dead body here or even give him a befitting burial over there.
That's my father's story. The day they brought my father, they brought him in a pickup, his dead body from the mortuary. They had 3 people. They were burying 3 people that day. And the other families, they came in a hearse. But because my dad was poor, they brought him in a pickup, the pickup boots. And I vowed, and Ecclesiastes 10:19b has been my verse. I don't want to be poor. Money answereth all things. So I vow that no matter what I do, even if I won't leave property, I won't leave money for my dependents, I will leave money for them. I'll leave money for them. With that money, they can buy and build or do anything they want to do in my absence. And the Bible says if you are not giving a good burial, because some people say, oh, if they won't bury me, they should throw me away on the street. The Bible says, I'm a Christian, so that's why I'm quoting the Bible. If you are not giving a good burial, an infidel is better than you, or a stillborn is better than you. Yes.
I see.
Yes.
And I guess since you are talking about biblical quotes and this is money, I can also say this one. I don't know where the quote is, but it's somewhere in the Bible that says that a good man leaves inheritance for his
children.
You know, so this is very important that we talk about our financial planning, especially if you are part of my audience where we are so focused on building our lives.
Yes.
You know, because look, I'm not just having this conversation because, you know, I just want to have an episode out. I have a cover, you know, and it's beautiful. I keep telling my wife and I telling my children that it's very important what we have done for them. At this age, there are certain plans that I've put together for these kids and for my wife that I don't know.
If today you should pass away,
beautiful.
If you should pass away today, your wife will leave your legacy. And I say you need to have an insurance to do your will before you make money. Yes. Insurance helps you to make a will before you make money. You see the way I'm so babbling and like, if I die today, my family will be rich. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. I don't have maybe liquid cash. But I know if I should pass on today, my family they will be millionaires.
Because
I have covered myself at least enough for now to my capacity of my income. So even if you are earning 500 cedis, please, 3 cedis, cocoa money, do insurance.
Has there been any client of yours where you've paid out towards their funeral?
Personally, for my personal...
No. As from your company?
Yes. The guy who died last year.
Okay.
I said
you actually paid?
We gave them, the family 1 million.
Okay.
We gave them 1 million, the wife, sorry, not family. Okay. That's his family now.
Still from.
So we gave his nuclear family 1 million.
I see.
Annually, she came this year for 100,000. They'll receive it till the 10th year. And at the 10th year, they'll come for another 1 million Ghana cedis again.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Benedicta, is there any question that I could have asked you that I haven't, that we can still talk about?
Yes. Maybe how do we reach out now? How is the claim process like?
Okay, let's go.
Because some people feel the claim process is cumbersome. These are some of the misconception of people, that the claim processes are cumbersome.
All right, talk to me.
But now we've made it so simple. We've digitalized it from anywhere. So like you, maybe you covered your parents and you are in UK and they pass away. You just send you the details. So what you need for life insurance, you need medical cause of death or death certificates.
Okay.
If the person passed away in the house or through an accident, you need a police report. So that's the second thing. Then you need your ID card and your parents' ID card. So for the ID cards, we take health insurance, SNAIT card, voter's ID, any Ghanaian ID card, right? National ID, we take them. Then we need mortuary receipts. If you are a Christian or the person is in the mortuary, we need mortuary receipts. For our brothers who are not Christians or they don't take their people to mortuary, they need someone, a legal person, to write on a letterhead to state that, okay, the ABCD person has passed away. So for the Muslims, their imam in their mosques can do that but it needs to be on a letterhead.
Okay.
Then after that, you need maybe burial permit. I'm giving all the documents. For some, it's either or. But if you have all, it is good. It makes the claim process faster. So these are the basic things you need for a claim process. For death, if it is for critical illness, the doctor will give you a report, will also give you a form to send to the doctor, and the doctor will fill it. We just want to know the severity of the illness and we pay out.
What constitutes a critical illness?
So depending on the policy and the documents, the illnesses that cover. So illnesses that make you not to work for 3 months or more.
Okay.
Example, renal failure, all cancerous diseases are covered. Stroke, blindness, madness. Sorry, not like loss of mind, loss of sight. So a lot. There's a lot of illness. So just read your documents when speaking to the agents. Ask them to show you what the policy cover. And I think this is something our most Ghanaians don't do. They don't ask those questions.
And they don't read.
They don't read. So for me, after I sign the policy, I send you the documents. I send the documents and I send you the claim documents as well. So right from the word go, we are good to go. You know what to do. And sometimes I ask the clients, explain what I told you. Explain it for me.
Okay.
To me. I want to know that you understand what I said.
If, for example, the payout is 500K, do you pay it all out complete or you pay it in bits?
No, depending on the claim. If it's death, we pay 500 outright.
Okay, great.
Great. We pay. But if it's the income protection policy, so if you are critically ill, you are covered half of the 500,000. So we pay 250. You are still on cover. If permanent disability occur after, depending on the degree of disability, you will get up to 500,000. So if you lost like your arm here, and the doctor says this disability is, let's say, 50%. So that means we'll pay you 50% of the 500,000. Then you come again in the event death should occur, we'll pay another 500,000 again.
Okay.
So you can do multiple claims on the income protection policy.
I have some favorite questions here that I usually ask.
Okay.
The first one is motivation or discipline.
I'm a disciplinarian. So discipline.
Okay. Why do you think it's important?
So when discipline fails, when motivation fails, discipline keeps you going. People can't keep motivating you always. But when you are disciplined, you are able to go far. Even in the midst of adversities, you push through. Yes. I could have told you today that I can't be here, honestly. And on my way, I told the guy that I might be 10 minutes late. Because looking at the time from when I picked the Uber to Hido's place, it's a calculation and I had to be late. So I told him I might be 10 minutes late. Kindly pardon me. So I was so happy I got here on time. But to some people, they don't care. It's 11, Ghana time. 11:30 is fine. But no, 11 is 11. If I tell you that ABCD is what my policy do, believe me, that is what the policy do.
So I've done a policy here. 20 million
Ghana
cover.
Okay.
But then I passed away in Dubai. How would that work?
Were you in Ghana when you signed the policy?
Yep.
Yes, we'll pay. So we need the documents from Dubai. Because the moment anybody die, they will give medical cause of death. You have your Ghanaian ID cards. So we'll contact the hospital. So your family will just forward the details
On the other side.
email. Now we are digital, so you send it to us on email and we will do our checks. Now, another thing is there are a lot of fraudulent claims out there. I want to use your platform to say it. Maybe the industry is quiet on it. But a lot of people are doing fraudulent claims.
Okay.
Last year, a post went viral where somebody wrote that how will an insurance company ask somebody to bring, when they give weighing card,
Okay.
that the person was advocating for someone that the insurance company asked the person to bring weighing card of the deceased. You see, it's funny, right? So the people tagged me on Facebook on that post and I picked it up.
Okay.
Derek, and I called because I know a few people at NIC because he tagged NIC. And I called the person, asked for the story, got the story, and I called NIC that no, company A is not paying this so client. What is the issue? The long and short of it is that the person covered somebody he didn't have insurable interest on. So when we say insurable interest, we have people, if they pass away, you will feel it financially. So you, Derek, I can't cover you. I'm not your sibling. I'm not your spouse. I'm not your, I'm not your anything close to you. So I won't get up and do insurance for you because, so this situation, the person knew that that person was sick. So he went to do insurance for the person.
Wow.
Then the event, death didn't even occur. I don't know how he got all the documents and brought it to the company. And if you have processed claim for a long time, when the document is not correct, you will know. So they asked him to bring the weighing card of the person, and that's what made the person go haywire. At the end of the day, they just had to, he should have been arrested and brought out so that people will know that people are doing fraudulent claim. We saved almost 1.4 million Ghana cedis 2 years ago on fraudulent claim.
I see.
Yes.
Benedicta, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Never give up.
Never ever.
Never give up, no matter what you are going through. The sun will definitely shine on you. When the journey gets tougher, know that that is when your breakthrough is coming.
I've enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming. And if you've been here and if you did make it to the end, you're a champion. Leave a comment and let me know that you definitely did. My name is Derek Abaite. Stay connected.